Today I'm going to be showing you a cool trick on how you can use organic sounds in your productions. And specifically, I'm going to be using the BBC Radiophonic Workshop. And the reason I like this library so much is because it has a lot of organic foley type sounds that I typically tend to use a lot in productions. If you're trying to add a little bit of like life into your productions and your mixes, adding in these types of sounds can really create kind of like a different canvas, and it can also inspire you to try different things that maybe you're not used to. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make an instrument rack, but let's go ahead and play this sound just so that we can hear what it sounds like. So this is a kind of like a really airy slash percussive slash metallic and maybe dirty sound, I guess. Now, I like that sound a lot, but I do kind of want to add a couple of elements to it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create an instrument rack. And the way you do this in Ableton is you do Command G or Control G on Windows. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in another layer. So let's go ahead and add in Serum 2. And for this part, I am actually going to look for a bass sound. So I'm going to go into the Serum library and I'm going to look up and see if there's like a Reese bass. That one sounds pretty cool. So I'm gonna have this be the bass on my keyboard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go to the key chain in Ableton, and I'm gonna say that any note underneath C3 is gonna be the bass. So when I go to 3 here, and then when I go to this one, it doesn't play. So it's only gonna be playing from B down to C. Actually, I might as well just give it C, because why not? So now when I play any of these keys up here, it's not going to play anything. And now that I'm going to bring Solar back in, it's going to be playing those high notes. So Solar's here on the top, and then this will be my bass. Now it's a little loud, so I'm going to bring Serum 2 down just a little bit. And now I'm going to be playing back to back. Now with Solar, I kind of want a little bit more reverb and delay, so I'm going to go into the actual effects on here, and I'm going to start playing a little bit with the ADSR. I'm going to turn up the release on it, so that way whenever I hit a key and I take it off, it's going to sustain a little bit longer. It's just going to have like a longer, yeah, a little bit more like that. And then I'm going to play with this effects knob, and I don't really know what it's doing, so I want to just kind of test it out and see what it sounds like. So it looks like the effects knob is almost like a and B, where it's kind of moving away from like the tonal side of the portamento, and it's just kind of creating like a new element there. I might switch this preset, just this one layer, just to kind of see if it gives me a different sound. Yeah, I'm digging that so far. So I got that layer going. Now I'm gonna add in another Serum. And this other layer of Serum is gonna be maybe like a pad that can kind of sit with these other 2 layers that I have. So I'm just gonna look up a nice pad in Serum. And again, I'm not super particular about what sound I'm going for. I'm just kind of experimenting. I like that one. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna map each one of these to one of these macros. This one's gonna be the Serum bass. So I'm just mapping out the volumes for now. So this is gonna be the bass. And then this one's gonna be a pad. So I'm gonna put this as the pad. Oh, there we go. So this is gonna be, I like to color stuff just so I can kind of visually just see all these kind of quickly. So I got this sound so far. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some reverb to one of these layers down here. So probably to this pad, I'm just gonna put like a nice, gonna solo it real quick. Really just try to get like the airiness out of it. And then let's play them all together. I'm just gonna keep adding some more. So I'm gonna add now one of my favorite synths, the Prophet 5 by Arturia. And I'm just gonna experiment with some of the strings on this as well. And as you can see, you know, we're kind of hybridizing some organic sounds with some synth sounds and sort of getting this like really big, massive sound using just one controller. So I like that sound a lot. I'm gonna stick with that. I might though bring up the octave just a little bit. And then I'm gonna map this one as well to another macro. And this is gonna go to macro 4. So this is gonna be the Prophet. So we're getting kind of like this, you know, very unique sound. Kind of has like a very M83 kind of vibe. I might even actually put this reverb on a separate macro so that I can control that. So this is gonna be just like the reverb for that one Serum over there. Now, once we have all this kind of mapped out, one of the cool things that you can do, we can actually turn this off so that we can just see the actual macros itself. Let me actually turn off the chain, but I just want to be able to see what we got here. So now that we have this instrument rack, we can go ahead and play with this random button right here. And what that's going to do is it's going to randomize the different volumes of each one of these different instruments. So now this is what we currently have. But now when I hit random, it's going to have a slightly different sound. And you get like lots of different possibilities of tones and sounds with this. And there you have it, and that's how to layer a organic sound with different other synths on top of it to achieve just like a more polished organic sound with the hybridized synths. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial.